Okay, making another video here. This one's a phone video. These videos, I noticed the videos I have that get any views are like unboxing a gun or something like that. I can sort of tell which ones are going to do well. These videos where I just ramble on about something seem to get almost no views, but you know, I'm trying to do this channel my own way. I mean, not that I ever really expect it to amount to anything, but you know, I know I don't do it right, quote unquote, where I make just videos about one topic and such, but you know, I saw these guys on YouTube talking about how they didn't do things the normal way, and their channels got really, really popular, like Demolition Ranch. You know, he like hand holds a camera to do his videos, and somebody who was much bigger than him at the time told him, hey, you know, you shouldn't be doing that hand holding camera thing, it's unprofessional, whatever. And so he tried to move away from it, and then he discovered he just liked it way better, and now his channel's like 10 times bigger than the guy who told him that, you know. So that's the same thing with me, you know. I know it's just not done to just do all different topics on your channel, but you know, maybe I can be the first one. And another thing is, like one guy said, if I'm making a video going to all the trouble, you can darn sure it's going to be about what I want to talk about. That was another YouTuber tip that really stuck with me. He's like, if I'm going to go to the trouble of making a video, you can damn sure it's going to be what I want to talk about. He was talking about the same thing where he does the videos that touch on various topics instead of just one thing, and how that isn't done on YouTube. And he said, you know, you can be assured that if I go to all the trouble of making a video, it's going to be what I want to talk about. And his channel is now pretty successful too. But anyways, so let's get also another little quick thing. I use Screen Recorder Pro to record the screen on these videos. And it has a 15-minute time limit on the free version. And it's only like $15 a year for the full version that gives you unlimited time. But I noticed all my videos ramble on too long, so my subscription lapsed because I didn't update my credit card or whatever. And I was all going to renew it, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of like this 15-minute thing because maybe it can force me to make somewhat more concise videos instead of just rambling on for 30 freaking minutes, you know. Now maybe eventually I'll re-up the sub if I really feel like I need to do a long video, but for now I think I'm going to try. It's tough, but I'm going to try to limit myself to rambling for 15 minutes at a time. Alright, now on to the topic of this video, which is I've been kind of wanting a new phone. If you follow this channel, you know, I have several main areas of interest: guns, the video game Destiny, and video games in general, and various tech gadgets is probably, and sports is probably a fourth one. Various tech gadgets, you know, is one of the big four, I guess, that I can think of offhand. So it's like sports, tech gadgets, Destiny, and guns. I just now thought of this. With sports, it's particularly the NBA and LeBron James. But anyways, on to the, I'm a big fanboy of, but on to the topic of this video, which was, I've been thinking about getting an Android phone, and I've decided on the OnePlus 7 Pro rather than the Pixel 3a XL or anything like that, and I just thought I'd talk about it and what grabbed me. When the Samsung S10 came out, I was excited about it, and I thought a little bit about buying it, but it's a lot of money, and it just didn't grab me enough, I guess. You know, I saw it in Best Buy, and I have a S8 Plus currently, is what I'm rocking, as the kids say. I put it up next to the S10 or S10 Plus that was in Best Buy, and honestly, it was not enough of a jump to convince me to get the S10, you know. The S10 is very nice and all, but it's not just a huge thing over my S8 Plus. And plus, the extremely high price. I like big screen phones. That's my thing. I go for really big screen phones. So far, there may be a day where I decide to go little, but I want as much screen real estate as I can, within reason, of course. I think it's reaching finally a saturation point where they really can't get any bigger. But I still want the biggest screen I can get, so I would have had to go with the S10 Plus, which is the biggest screen S10 they have, which is the 6.4-inch screen. Slightly bigger than my S8 Plus, which is a 6.2-inch screen. And the S10 Plus is a $1,000 phone, you know. And granted, you can find somewhat little sales, but you really can't. Most of the sales they have are carrier deals. Like, yeah, if you sign up with Verizon, you can get $400 off your S10 or whatever. Okay, that's nice, but you're way overpaying for Verizon. I've kind of been a phone service nomad lately. I'm currently on this network called Mint Mobile, which is a T-Mobile MVNO. And the reason was I got 3 months of service with 8 gigabytes data per month and unlimited talk and text, of course, for $20. You know, it was like an introductory offer or something. And since the past year before that, I was on the Sprint Bring Your Own Device deal, it's called, and I got a year free. It's a long story there, and that's not what this video is about. But so I've kind of been a phone nomad, and I don't really pay much, if anything, for phone service anymore. In fact, I'm sort of dreading that pretty soon, after this Mint Mobile 3 months is up, I'm going to have to go back to some kind of monthly bill on it. You know, because I paid the $20 like 6 months ago, and, you know... So it's not like I've been paying a monthly bill. After my 1 year free on Sprint ended, I went right to the 3 months on Mint Mobile, and I'm like a month into that. So I got 2 more, you know, quote unquote free months, basically. So it's not bad. I'm paying little to nothing for phone service. Gotta love free enterprise. Anyways, but yeah, so where was I at? Oh yeah, and so I'm not going to go to an expensive network just to get a good discount on a phone. Plus, I'm just tired of Samsung. You know, I'm tired of their UI. I've used the Samsung flagship my whole life. You know, I started with the S1. Well, I originally had a couple different phones in that. My first smartphone was actually like a Nokia 5800 Express Music. If you're really old, maybe you remember that. Boy, what a piece of crap that was. And an actual resistive touchscreen, which if you don't know is very nasty. It's not all smooth and nice like a capacitive touchscreen. I had a Nokia 5800 Express Music. I had for a short time, I think I had one of the original Google G1s or whatever it was called back then. Nebula or something like that. I want to say Nebula, was it? The original Google one. I think I got it as a hand-me-down for my brother, or bought it off my brother or something. So on and so forth. And then since then, though, I mostly just go Samsung flagships. I got a S1 Galaxy S1, the OG gangster. It was a terrible phone. The GPS didn't work. The Bluetooth didn't work. You know, I've had some bad luck with Samsung products. You know, they'd make their fair share of crap, especially in the first iteration. So then I went to the S3, the S5, now the S8. You know. So I've always had Samsung phones. I'm just tired of them. Tired of the UI. Tired of the big Fisher-Price icons. It's time for something different. What attracted me to the One Plus 7 Pro? The price is very good. Yes, it's $700. I'm going to buy the $750 version. If you don't know, the $750 version includes 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's a Snapdragon 855, the top of the line CPU currently, and 256 gigs of storage. And the cheapest one, here it is $669. That's for a 6 gigabyte and a 128 storage. And then it goes up to like $719 or something for 256, and then $750 for 256. It's the case of you're already spending $700. You might as well spend a little more and just get the monster specs, you know. Man, it's going to be a powerful phone. 12 gigabyte and the Snapdragon 855 is almost approaching my desktop. You know, my desktop has 16 gigs and an i5 6600K CPU, which isn't that much more powerful according to Geekbench than a Snapdragon 855. I mean, you know, like 50% more powerful or something, but that's amazing. You know, your phone approaching your desktop. Granted, it's a couple years old desktop. Yeah, I love the phone. A lot of people are concerned about the selfie cam. It's got a 6.67 inch screen, so it's huge. It's got something on 90 hertz screen, which people say makes it really smooth. Some people say it's not a big deal and you can't really notice it. Or like some people notice it, some people don't. But other people are saying, man, it gives it an incredible feeling of speed. You know, more people are saying that really. So it seems to be a cool thing. I suspect it'll be pretty neat. I guess it just makes the scrolling around and stuff just really smooth on it. It's got a pop-up selfie cam, if you don't know, that pops out of the top. I don't care about that. I don't love it, but I accept it for having the all screen front, because I don't use my selfie cam anyway. I don't take selfies. You know, I'm not 12 or 17 or whoever takes selfies. You know, I never use my front-facing cam on my phone. So what do I care if it says? I don't use Face Unlock either. I don't use any unlock on my phone, actually. I actually do not use a fingerprint reader. I don't use anything. I don't want to lock my phone. I realize it's not very secure, but I don't care. I'm always listening to podcasts in my car, so I need to be able to grab my phone and like pop open and change podcasts or whatever quickly. Yeah, so they said that the pop-up cam is rated for 300,000 uses, 150 uses per day for 5 years. So good grief, I'll never even approach 1/1000th of that in my wildest dreams. There's some other controversies about the phone. It doesn't have wireless charging, which I do think is nice, but I've been using it on my S8, and it is nice to just have a pad to flop your phone down on, but it's definitely not as big a deal as idiots like Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher, act like it's the only thing that matters on a phone. It's a minor thing, and plus, supposedly it has really fast 30-watt charging, which is much faster than wireless charging. Although now they're getting fast wireless charging that's faster too. I'm sure it's not as fast as a wire still, but what else? Everything I hear about the phone is great. They corrected one of the issues of their past phones. They've now got stereo speakers. That was one thing all their reviewers bitched about with OnePlus, and now they don't seem to mention it now that it has it. Why aren't you happy that now it has one of the features you've been griping about? The big knock on the OnePluses is the camera is supposedly not great. That's another thing where that's the area I don't care about. I'm not a big camera user. Now it's nice. I'm glad to have a good camera, but supposedly it's improved over the past OnePluses to where it's decent now. So that's fine for me. And plus, I've seen depending on the comparison, people say in this one comparison maybe the S10 camera looks better. And this other guy's comparison, the OnePlus camera looks better. That's kind of where it's getting to me. It's to the point where it just depends. It depends on what kind of shot. It depends on what kind of algorithm. It depends on what kind of light it's like all these cameras are kind of just, it depends. They're all kind of even almost to me, One may look better one day and one looks better the next day. One may look better on this shot, one may look better on this shot. You can't say definitively that a camera is superior to another on most of these top smartphones anymore. Even maybe the OnePlus that supposedly has an inferior camera. But yeah, for me, the things I want out of a phone are power and a big old display and a nice display and a nice bright display. The things I don't care about or care about less are camera and face unlock and things like that. I don't care about headphone jack. It's another big one people gripe about. I don't care that wireless charging is nice, but I'm not gonna cry about it. So yeah, how to order this? You can buy it from T-Mobile right now at the stores, or actually starting Friday, I think. They're actually just in some large cities. They were selling it early. Like literally 5 cities, like San Francisco, etc. And I checked if they were selling in Dallas. They weren't near me. But the thing about the T-Mobile stores is it's going to be locked to T-Mobile. And plus, I'm not on T-Mobile. I'm actually on a T-Mobile reseller, the Mint Mobile I was talking about. But it doesn't count, I guess, for purposes of unlocking. So I'm not gonna, and plus you got to pay tax. That was really the kicker. Now, the only reason I'd buy from a T-Mobile store is I could get it the day it releases, rather than having to mail order it from the online place and getting it a couple days later. But yeah, so just buy the unlocked version from the website. You don't have to pay sales tax if you're in Texas, where I am, which is a huge, almost like a 10% discount, really. Big savings. From everything I read online, they come fast. They ship from the United States. It's not like they're coming from a boat from China or something. I was kind of worried about that. They ship from like California and wherever. They ship from the United States, and they come in like 2 days, and shipping is free and no tax in a lot of states, including mine. So I'm just gonna order the unlocked from the website. I'm gonna order the 750 Big Daddy version. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have videos up about it. I'm kind of reticent because it's a lot of money, and my S8 Plus is a perfectly fine phone. The screen's not cracked or anything, and I've only had it, I believe, about 11 months. I think I got it last June, so this being May, yes, it would be about 11 months. But I plan to keep this one for like a full 2 years, hopefully, because it's such a large expenditure, and I feel kind of bad about it. That I kind of feel like I'm going to make this one last. I'm going to stop spending so much money on phones and electronic devices, Because I don't spend much of my phone planned, but I change my phone out quite frequently, so that I'm probably spending I don't know, but if I were to calculate $30 to $40 a month for a phone, if I were to figure it out, because I keep buying new phones, like I'm about to spend $750 on this one, and my S8 only resells for $200, $250. But anyways, the video time is up, so have a good one.